Haz&Meg once in a blue moon get enough £18 million from Spotify as the second episode not earned much buzz. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry may not receive the full £18 million from their contract with Spotify after the first episode of the Sussexes podcast was not popular enough to warrant a second episode, a media lawyer has claimed. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex signed an £18 million deal with Spotify in December 2020 but have since only produced just one 35-minute podcast episode. Speaking to Express.co.uk about the deal, media lawyer Ian Penman, who specialises in music streaming contracts, claimed that the podcasts are likely to have been less popular than Spotify and the royal couple expected. He said, "It would not be an unfair assumption that perhaps their popularity was not as great as maybe they or indeed Spotify initially felt." But the media lawyer explained that Spotify is unlikely to have lost out. He said that they are unlikely to have paid the full £18 million upfront and are instead likely to have paid the Duke and Duchess of Sussex a small advance, retaining the right to back out of the contract if the first episode was not popular. He told Express.co.uk, "It's famously the case in music deals, this goes back decades, that when people talk about a large deal, like Robbie Williams signing a deal for £15 million or something, it does not mean he gets £15 million on day one. So the problem you have here, I would imagine, is that when they talk about an £18 million Spotify podcast deal, it probably means that they have signed their first product, in this case a podcast. They then have many options for further products. All those options are in Spotify's favor. Make no mistake, they're not in Meghan and Harry's favor. If all those options are exercised, and we don't know how many pod. So, have they lost any money today? Probably, not a penny. However, he did claim that somebody may have got a slaptrust as a result of the deal. He said, "Whoever gave them the initial advance and did the contract, it's rather like the A&R man who signed the band that fails. Does that person have egg on their face if they did happen to part with a lot of money as an advance as a recording cost? Someone may get a slaptrust in Spotify if they parted with a lot of cash and actually nobody bothered to listen to it." Explaining how Spotify is likely to review their content, Mr. Penman said, "What would probably happen is Spotify would analyze how many more users signed up, or how many more advertisers paid to be on Spotify as a result of that new podcast coming out, and they'll have their analytics bots crawling all over it. And then they would think, does this justify us getting episode 2 and paying an advance for that? I wouldn't imagine in a month of Sundays that they'd parted with £18 million to Harry and Meghan." Royal fans have responded negatively to the idea of Prince Harry taking over from James Corden and hosting The Late Late Show, with some claiming that the prince is just trying to get attention. Royal fans are angry that Prince Harry could be looking at taking over from The Late Late Show host James Corden to sell his book, according to recent reports. The Duke of Sussex announced his upcoming memoir would be released in 2022, the same year as the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Royal commentator Neil Sean claimed that Harry is looking to take over from his good chum James Corden to help sell the book and reach a large American audience, Express reports. But royal fans have seemingly been ruffled by the suggestion and taken online to express their disapproval with the idea. Some fans have accused Prince Harry of trying to upstage the Queen in her important Platinum Jubilee year. One online commenter said, "They cannot upstage Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee. They're not relevant anymore." Other fans have been slamming the suggestion as the prince attempting to get attention. "Seems like Harry is so desperate to get some limelight one way or another," one commenter wrote. "So much for escaping the attentions of the media." A second said, "Yawn, anything for attention, me. Another wrote, "Harry taking over the Late Late Night Show will surely help everyone with insomnia fall asleep."